Hello and welcome everyone to the week ahead commodity report, where we of course will be reviewing the markets for the week ahead. Now it's official. Google searches for the phrase how to trade gold that has hit the highest level on record ever. Now this comes as no surprise considering that 2023 it was certainly shaping up to be an incredibly lucrative year for traders, with re-accelerating inflation, a deepening banking crisis, a global credit crunch now emerging as the three biggest and most explosive macro themes driving the commodity markets right now. And just in case that wasn't enough, traders, they're now on the cusp of being gifted with even more lucrative money-making opportunities with a global recession, which may ultimately lead to the most hotly anticipated event of all, a Fed policy pivot. Now, as a result, there's really nothing historical you can point to right now for what is going on in the markets today. Each and every day it is presenting highly lucrative macro themes, fueling one of the greatest wealth transfers that we have seen. It's presenting savvy traders with an endless flow of back-to-back money-making opportunities almost on a daily basis. Now, 2023 will be remembered by many things. One of the most notable will, of course, be the biggest banking collapse in history since the global financial crisis of 2008. Conclusive evidence that shows that the current banking crisis, which has seen the collapse of several prominent banks in the United States and Europe, that was fueled as a direct consequence of soaring interest rates. But the crisis is now about to get even bigger. The former IMF chief economist who predicted the global financial crisis in 2008, they have signaled that the banking crisis is heading for the deepest turmoil as structural vulnerabilities in the financial system, they become far more exposed by policymakers who continue to increase interest rates. Historically, 11 out of the last 14 tightening cycles since World War II, they have been known to set the economy up for an even bigger crisis ahead. And that's exactly what we're seeing play out right now. Global banking fears, they were reined in again last week after a number of major financial institutions, including First Republic, Bank of America, Barclays, Lloyds and Santander, they raised fresh alarm bells after reporting deposit outflows that have been getting significantly worse. Shares of First Republic, one of the United States' largest banks, they plunged to a record low on Friday, wiping out more than 97% of their value after the lender announced a huge exodus in deposits, totaling more than $100 billion last month. Headlines indicated that First Republic Bank is on the brink of collapse, which would make it the fifth major bank to fail in the last 45 days, following on from the collapse of Silvergate Capital, Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank and Credit Suisse. Over the weekend, US regulators, they were racing to seize First Republic Bank before the financial markets opened on Monday to prevent the contagion of deposit withdrawals spreading across the broader banking system and potentially trigger a global financial meltdown. Economists, they're convinced this is just the tip of the iceberg and that the banking turmoil is not over yet. Evidence shows that hundreds of small to mid-sized banks across the world, they are projected to fail in the next 12 to 14 months from now. Looking ahead, the Federal Reserve, they now face a tricky balancing act as policymakers, they prepare to deliver another interest rate increase in the coming days against a backdrop of one of the most uncertain economic environments since the global financial crisis in 2008. In the lead up to their hotly anticipated FOMC policy meeting on May 2nd to 3rd, Fed officials, they have already signalled another rate hike is coming, a move that would lift the federal funds rate from a range of 5% to 5.25% for the first time since 2007, reaching levels last seen prior to the 2008 financial crisis. Clearly, conditions right now, they are very different than they were a year ago when the Federal Reserve embarked on their most aggressive interest rate hiking campaign in history. Banks are failing, risky assets such as equities, they're wobbling, and recession risk, they're rising fast. Understandably, many people right now, they're questioning whether their money is safe in the bank, and this growing crisis of confidence in the banking system is fueling a perfect storm for commodities as people start to realise and prioritise the more importance of greater safety, diversification and high returns on offer to them outside the banking system. The recent flight to safety that has seen depositors withdraw a total of $508 billion from the banks across the world in the last quarter alone. Put another way, that's $500 billion that has already left the banks. Last time we saw outflows of this scale was during the 2008 financial crisis and more recently in the pandemic in 2020. On both of these occasions, that led to two of the greatest bull runs in history for commodity markets. With Google searches for the phrase how to trade gold hitting their highest level on record, it's fair to say that once again we're starting to see the telltale signs that indicate we could be on the verge of yet another record-breaking bull market for commodities in 2023 and beyond. And it's not just the precious metals that are attracting attention right now. Unprecedented demand for safety, diversification and high returns has positioned agriculture as one of the hottest asset classes of 2023, which, as we know, is both recession-proof and crisis-proof. So far this quarter, orange juice, coffee and cocoa prices, they have surged to their highest levels on record. Meanwhile, sugar prices, they've quadrupled and they're setting new record highs almost every week. Sugar prices, they climbed 30% in April to their highest since 2011, and they're currently up 450% from their 2020 lows. And this is just the beginning. Right now, we have crisis on top of crisis, which, as traders know, that translates to opportunity on top of opportunity. This is the time that traders, they wait decades for, because it's times like these that make millionaires and billionaires out of regular people. There's a lot of traders out there that completely missed out on two of the previous greatest wealth transfers in history, including the global financial crisis of 2008 and more recently the pandemic in 2020. The ones that saw the opportunity and knew how to capitalize, they accumulated life-changing wealth. But once again, we find ourselves at the forefront of one of the biggest wealth creation opportunities of all time, and this explosive cocktail of events, that is now presenting the third greatest wealth transfer of our lifetimes. According to Bloomberg, 1 in 2 people, they've now turned to trading to protect their hard-earned wealth from devaluation, whilst also capitalizing on the high returns on offer in this new economic climate that we find ourselves in right now. More millionaires and billionaires, they will be made this time round than ever before. The only question will be, will you be one of them? Definitely do not underestimate what you can achieve in the next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and even 12 months from now. Right now with the Gold and Silver Club, we're consistently banking over 10,000 points profit per month, which we've transparently documented through our weekly videos. So if you're trading at 1 lot, that's $100,000. And if you're trading at 10 lots, that's $1 million. The majority of our clients at the Gold and Silver Club, utilizing our proprietary research-driven trading approach, they've already made in excess of 6 and 7 figures, and we're only a quarter way through the year. Historically, each time commodities have started the year on a positive, they've always gone on to finish the year outperforming every other asset class out there. If you want to take advantage of these extraordinary markets and huge money-making potential on offer, then there's no better time than now. Go to jointhegoldensilverclub.com to learn how our mentorship program can take your trading to the next level. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. So with that, let's move over to the charts and we'll talk you through exactly what we're looking at here as we head into next week. So firstly, no surprise at all here to see the breakout that we talked you through on Thursday's report for oil, where in fact we started to build into positions on oil after we've seen a 1,000-point sell-off, a 10% breakdown from the highs to the lows. As you know, at the beginning of April, we booked a windfall amount of profit with our clients booking 13%, or put another way, we booked 13,000 points profit with our clients. So every 1 lot contract, of course, that you'll be trading with, that's $130,000. Every 10 lots, that's $1.3 million. We were gifted with a massive windfall after we gapped higher over 580 points on the Sunday open there for oil. As you know, afterwards, this then created a bear trap with many traders that were getting in order to try and fill the gap here. So what happened instead is basically oil came back down, grabbed the liquidity just below the price swing lows here from the last 4 or 5 days. And from that, it's triggered the seller orders to come in and then just basically come up and liquidated those new sellers. We've broken out to the upside and then triggering a lot of hedge funds, money managers, to also buy in much later into the move, where we saw 91% of hedge funds and money managers, they basically flipped long above $81 per barrel. And with that, we've now seen another rug pull on oil, taking the price back to much more attractive levels yet again. So the playbook has been very straightforward here on oil. As I mentioned to you last week, what you want to do is look for opportunities here to see dollar strength right at the end of April. This would very likely then put pressure on other commodities. And we definitely saw that last week. So platinum prices, they broke down 4% last week. In fact, we do have a platinum short, which is very nicely in profit at the moment into Friday's close. I also suggest you're going to see the same play out here over last week on silver and also gold. So both of them, they've continued to roll over. In the last week, the dollar broke out and basically oil did tank over the last week, and you can see that right at the end of April, setting up for a buy opportunity before we hit the month of May. So bear in mind, Monday is the 1st of May, therefore it's going to be the first day of a new month where you're going to get new capital coming into the market. So certainly if you're a fund and you're giving capital to be managing, you can't just put it in a bank account and sit there to generate interest. You need to put that money to work in the market. It's very common for big moves to occur at the beginning of the month, as such as you've got new capital coming into the market. Not only that, we've also got public holidays around the world. On Monday, UK and China being amongst those, so I would imagine, again, you're going to get thinner liquidity and the potential for larger moves. Then on Wednesday, we've got the FOMC statement, and then on Friday, we've got non-farm payroll data as well. This is setting up really nicely for a number of commodities right now, one of those being natural gas. So as you know, we've been building into natural gas positions here over the last couple of weeks, and all of those trades are currently in profit. We had a lovely breakout to the upside on Friday. In fact, natural gas prices so far over April, they're up over 11%, but we had a 9% spike to the upside on Friday alongside the dollar, which also broke out to the upside here. And it comes back to our point. At the moment, traders on gold who are either selling or buying they're very much stuck in tight ranges at the moment. What do we know right now? Well, certainly we know that hedge funds and money managers, they FOMO'd in a big way above the $2,050 per ounce level, and currently they're very much underwater on those positions. So essentially, what we're seeing at the moment is commercial positioning is still quite bearish. Bullion banks, we've seen more selling outflows over the last couple of weeks here, whereas we've seen retail continue to FOMO in and buy much higher, or if they are looking to sell, they're basically selling at the lows here, but they're not making any money on the sell short side. So for me, gold right now is going to stay range bound until we hit the month of May. And then obviously what I'm looking at as catalyst will be Wednesday's FOMC statement and Friday's non-farm payroll data as well. For me right now, the better setups to take advantage of just in the short term are the sell short on platinum, which is moving really well, the dollar long position, which is also benefiting from risk off at the end of the month here, and also oil, where we've continued to add further trades, and all of those trades are in profit at the moment. In fact, we caught that breakout. Lovely move there on Friday on Brent crude oil. So on Brent, we had over 2.5% breakouts to the upside on Friday. Everything I talked to you to look out for at the end of the month, end of month outflows will be very likely, and then present you a much better opportunity to buy back into commodities at lower prices, exactly as we've done on oil and natural gas. And we're also selling platinum, which is nicely in profit and protected as we go into next week. And whatever long-term goal you're looking to achieve through trading, whether that's to create a full-time income or a second replacement income, or just to earn a better return on your savings, now is the time to really take action to give yourself the gift of a better 2023. If you want to maximize your money-making potential and thrive, not just survive in these fast-moving markets, then you need to adapt your strategy to the current market conditions, and most importantly, utilize a professional, research-driven approach. One of the biggest obstacles that holds back 99% of retail traders from achieving their desired success, it's not having access to the correct professional strategies, institutional level data and market intelligence to make confident decisions with accuracy and certainty. There's a huge gap between the top 1% of professional traders and the bottom 99% of misguided retail traders who simply rely on outdated technical analysis and gimmicky technical indicators that do not work in these markets. If you want to get yourself out of the bottom 99% and into the top 1% who are actually crushing it and making 6, 7, and 8-figure returns in these markets right now, then you need to utilize a professional, research-driven approach, or you'll just end up wasting lots of time, money, and effort, and you have no results to show for all of your hard work. In these rapidly changing markets, you need to be constantly innovating and evolving. Technical analysis and outdated technical indicators, they won't work. Those days, they're long gone. If that's all you're relying on, the odds are already massively stacked up against you. If you want to change the results, you have to change your thinking. If you want to learn our exclusive research-driven approach that is never taught to the retail trader and is only reserved for professional traders in banks, hedge funds with access to powerful game-changing insights, including where banks and hedge funds are buying and selling in real time, the key liquidity zones, so you can enter and exit the markets with pinpoint precision, the fundamentals, the macroeconomics, the capital flows, the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly real-time data-driven cycles, the intermarket correlations, then you need to join our mentorship program. As we head into May, we are in one of the greatest eras of wealth creation the world has seen. And if you want to successfully capitalize on the huge money-making opportunities ahead and build significant life-changing wealth, then there's no better time than right now. If you want to upgrade your income, then you need to upgrade your skills. Never underestimate what you can achieve in the next few months from now with the right guidance and mentorship. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. If you want to join our community of successful traders and take your trading to the next level, there is an opportunity for you to do so. As a member, you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinars. You get access to real-time trade ideas, access to institutional research and market intelligence, access to our private Members Academy website, and also support and one-to-one mentoring. For more information, just go to www.jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description, so just click on the link, make an application, and we will of course get in touch with you ASAP.